That was a person.
Oh, go. It's coming. It's coming. Oh, crap. Wait, don't.
Is that?
During a night investigation in a dark forest, the team left their spirit communication device running as they continued deeper along the trail.
Spirit talker. See what we get on this. I'm going to leave the app running and stick it in my pocket so I can use my torch because it's absolutely pitch black.
Can you come close to us and make these lights go off, please? That's how we know that you're here around us.
You can use the device here in my pocket to talk to us.
Beware of the dark.
Beware of the dark.
Thanks for that. We're in the middle of the forest now.
In the
Could have told
dark.
us down there.
Yeah.
We're on the main road.
Why do we need to beware? Is there somebody here that we should beware of?
The atmosphere quickly shifted. Whispers and distant voices echoed around them, making them wonder if someone was following. Reports of strange sightings in the area only heightened their unease.
Is there somebody following us? A lot of different people have seen strange things in this forest. Are you one of those things? What was that a minute ago? Hello? Hello? I just saw you. We're just here for a walk. We're not going to do anything, just shout back so we know you're there. That was a person. Hey?
I wasn't looking that way.
Oh, there's a car coming down the thingy trail. What's he doing down here? There's been no cars from down here the whole time we've been here.
A sudden movement revealed a figure in the trees, and moments later, a vehicle appeared on a remote road where none had passed all night.
What? That was a scream. Holy shit, David.
What scream?
Did you hear the woman scream?
Yeah.
David's walking up. He's walking up the road. He's going to the road. Get in the car. Oh shit. Open the door. Get in the car. Get in the car. A woman's just pissed and screamed and he's just creeping down the road, Law. Look at him, he's there. He's there on the road. Law.
Right. Get him, film him.
David, pull off.
What do you mean?
Start the car.
Then a scream rang out in the distance. Almost immediately after, a man with a flashlight emerged, walking silently toward them. They locked themselves inside their car as he continued approaching, realizing he had likely been watching them long before they noticed. Was he connected to the scream they'd heard? While hiking through the forest early one foggy morning, this man noticed something strange. A dark human-like figure standing just at the edge of the woods. It didn't move. It didn't make a sound. It just stood there, still and silent. There was something unsettling about it. Was it just a natural shape that happened to look human? Or was there something more going on in those woods that morning? Back in 1994, a woman and her family were camping near the deep woods of Columbia County, Ohio, when a long, chilling howl cut through the silence around midnight. It was loud enough to wake everyone and unsettling enough that they packed up to leave immediately. Before they left, they managed to record the sound. didn't match any known animal. Deep, drawn out, and shifting pitch halfway through, almost as if it were trying to communicate. Some thought it was a wolf, others a person, but wildlife experts had no clear match. The clip later became known as the Ohio Howl, often cited as potential Bigfoot evidence. Then in July 2022, another strange howl was recorded in Ohio. Followed soon after by a similar submission from a Reddit user in the same region. So what do you think? Ordinary wildlife or something more mysterious? While spending time in the Appalachian Mountains, a woman was suddenly startled awake by a sharp noise just outside her place. Curious and uneasy, she stepped out to see what caused it, only to find the porch completely empty. As she began to turn back inside, the sound struck again, just as loud and just as close. The repeated disturbance left her questioning what was actually happening. Was someone deliberately trying to scare her, or was it something she couldn't easily explain? While cleaning out an old homeless encampment deep in the woods, Reddit user HollyWhizzle311 discovered something unsettling. Among the scattered trash and abandoned belongings was a worn wooden cross, and attached to it was something that looked disturbingly like a piece of spine. There was no note, no explanation, and no one nearby. Whatever happened there left far more questions than answers. A student at Penn State captured a photo of an unidentified creature in the woods near campus on May 15, 2023. Given the region's history of unusual events, like the well-known UFO incident in nearby Kecksburg, where an acorn-shaped object reportedly crashed and was swiftly secured by authorities, it doesn't sound impossible. Penn State is also associated with several haunted locations, including Schwab Auditorium, where people have claimed to see apparitions and experience unexplained activity. With that background, the strange photo may not be as far-fetched as it first appears. Lizzie, who loved taking remote hikes, had read countless unsettling stories connected to the Appalachian Mountains. Curious, she and her friend Alexandria rented a quiet cabin near the woods.
Mike!
That night around 2 a.m., they were startled awake when someone outside shouted, "Ayuda," the Spanish word for help, followed seconds later by gunshots. They froze, remembering the warnings they'd heard, and stayed silent. Should they have tried to help, or was remaining quiet the safest choice, following the unspoken rules of the Appalachian Trail? Sydney, a solo traveler, returned to one of her early campsites deep in the Appalachian woods. When she arrived, the area was completely deserted. She set up her gear and started cooking rice and chicken when a strange noise echoed through the trees.
Is that?
Despite the unsettling sound, she chose to stay the night. And fortunately, nothing else happened. In March 2022, 2 young men ventured into the Appalachian Mountains, hoping for a peaceful night of camping. They chose a remote area near an abandoned train bridge, expecting little more than wind and passing wildlife. But soon after setting up camp, they began hearing unfamiliar noises coming from the darkness.
It's hard to tell with the wind, but it almost sounded like something definitely made some kind of noises over there. So we're gonna check it out. Occasionally snowmobilers come through here, but other than that, it's pretty remote. This is an abandoned train bridge. Okay. I almost kind of don't want to go back over there. My brother said he heard some weird things, but that's pretty weird. I've never heard a grizzly bear sound like that before. Whew. You got like chills going down your spine? Yup. I hope the camera got that. Oh baby. Okay, I don't even want to go. I don't even want to. What the hell was that?
At first, they blamed the wind or a distant animal, until the sounds grew sharper and closer, nothing like anything they had heard before. Driven by curiosity, they moved toward the source, only to realize the noise belonged to something far more aggressive than they expected.
Okay, go. That's pretty loud. That's close. Okay. See where. I don't. Okay. Oh, go. It's coming. Oh, crap. Wait, don't, wait. Go, wait. Holy, I think I saw it. Go.
As the creature closed in, they chose to run rather than rely on the small knives they carried. Their camping plans ended abruptly as they escaped the forest unharmed. Some viewers later speculated the footage could have been staged, but the raw panic in their reaction suggests otherwise. Whatever the truth, it's an encounter neither of them will forget. YouTuber Joey CTV set out to explore an abandoned house in the forest alone. As he ventured in, he called out, "No response."
Is anybody upstairs? Speak now. That doesn't mean that they'll speak. I just heard something. Hey, if somebody's up there, I am simply taking pictures. If you identify yourself now, I'll leave.
Then out of nowhere, something happened. He heard movement upstairs. Someone or something was definitely up there. As he continued to explore, this happened.
Somebody walking upstairs. Who's walking upstairs?
Somebody walking upstairs. He decided to check it out, and that's when it happened. A sudden noise that was enough. He ran out of the house, shaken and unsure of what he had just experienced. Was it just a squatter or something paranormal? For 2 nights, a family kept hearing screams coming from the forest. They tried to dismiss it, until the sound moved onto their roof.
Oh, damn. Holy shit. All right. Some of the bitch is one on the other side of the house.
Some suggested skinwalkers, others a wild animal or mountain lion. But things grew stranger when they found an animal skeleton on the opposite side of the house with no blood or clear cause. With no updates since, the mystery remains unsolved. Hiker M.A. Journey set out to reach an old hunter's cabin tucked deep in the mountains. But as nightfall approached, he realized he was still far from it. Fortunately, he came across an abandoned tree shelter just in time and decided to camp there instead. That choice likely saved him. Before long, a pack of wolves began circling the area. Had he continued toward the cabin in the dark, the outcome might have been very different. A Reddit user once posted what seemed like an ordinary forest photo, just dry leaves and scattered twigs. But a closer look revealed a copperhead snake blended almost perfectly into the ground. One misplaced step on that quiet hike could have led to a very different outcome. A girl practicing scream therapy let out a loud yell deep in the woods, and immediately after, a man unexpectedly stepped into view. Clearly startled and caught in the middle of relieving himself. The timing was flawless, and the panic on his face was unmistakably real. While hiking the Appalachian Trail, a Reddit user came across something unusual. A pair of wings, likely from a pileated woodpecker, tied together with fishing line. They were attached to a pine cone that had been wedged into a tree trunk. It didn't seem accidental, it looked deliberately placed. He couldn't help wondering why someone would do that. Was it part of a ritual or a warning? A family snapped a few casual photos, nothing out of the ordinary. But when they reviewed them later, something unusual appeared. In several images, a faint figure showed up, resembling a ghostly bride. No one recalled seeing anyone there at the moment the photos were taken. Some believe it was simply light playing tricks on the camera, while others think the family may have photographed an actual spirit. Xander, an experienced camper, headed out on a solo trip deep into the woods. He found a rare flat clearing and built a basic shelter with a tarp and a few branches. After making a fire and eating a quiet steak dinner, he relaxed under the stars, watching distant lightning flicker on the horizon. Hours later, the night shifted. From the forest came faint, human-like cries. Nothing resembling an animal or the wind. The sounds grew louder and seemed to move closer. At first light, he packed up and left immediately. Even now, he has no idea what shared the woods with him that night. Dustin Frazier, a TikTok creator, and a friend set out to explore Elk Mount in the Appalachian Mountains, an abandoned area known for ghost stories and unsettling legends. But things went sideways quickly.
Now she fucking works. Okay. Maybe she's just cold. I'm cold. A closet. Just no. Toilet. That's not a toilet. They don't be turning it like that. Did you see me? Oh, lights out again.
Chat, is this working?
There's a hot water heater back there. But also, my question is, what are they trying to keep out? You're like bears, fucking bears.
Fucking black bears, yeah. North American black bears. They're nosy little motherfuckers.
The building's lights began to flicker without explanation. Odd sounds echoed through the rooms, and the layout raised disturbing questions about what the old residents might have been trying to keep out.
Don't mind just...
As the tension built, a sudden noise sent them into a panic. They bolted for the exit, only to spot a figure watching them as they ran.
What the fuck? Go, 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 go.
Where the fuck did it go?
They sprinted to their car, sped off, and still saw the mysterious figure appearing again along the way. Whether it was an elaborate prank or a genuine encounter, they left certain of one thing. They were not alone on Elk Mount that night. A hiker was recording his walk when a bear suddenly began chasing their dogs. Realizing the danger, they acted fast and deployed bear spray, which stopped the animal and forced it to back off. Thanks to the quick reaction, both the hikers and their dogs escaped unharmed. A couple camping near the Carnton Plantation in Franklin, Tennessee, decided to tour the historic grounds and take a few photos, including one that captured something unexpected. In the image, they noticed a faint, transparent figure resembling a woman from the Civil War era. Nothing was in the field at the time that could have caused the appearance. When they asked locals, they learned the field had once been the site where many bodies were placed after the battle. Some believe the figure may be a grieving woman still searching for someone she lost, a tragic and haunting possibility. While hiking in the mountains, a group noticed something unusual moving along a distant ridge. Curious, they began recording and zoomed in with their phones. The figure appeared to walk upright, yet seemed far too large to be a person. Unfortunately, the footage was distant and blurry, leaving no clear answer as to what they actually saw. While watching a wildfire sweep across the hills near Henry's Creek on her Idaho property, Jeanette MP captured something unsettling on camera. Later, as she examined the footage, a dark, shadow-like form appeared to hover above a tree. She didn't think it was smoke or light distortion. She believed it resembled a guardian angel watching over the firefighters below. More than 50,000 acres of her land were burning, yet that mysterious figure lingered in her mind far more than the devastation. She eventually named it the Fireman's Guardian. While hiking deep in the Appalachian Mountains, someone stumbled upon something unsettling. In a quiet clearing surrounded by tall trees stood a strange, almost ritual-like structure. Curious, they took a photo. But later, when reviewing the image, they noticed something they hadn't seen before, a dark figure standing among the trees, watching. They were certain no one else had been there. They believed they were completely alone, or so they thought. So who, or what, had been observing them that day? Reddit user IndividualInsect72 received a Ring camera notification early one morning. Expecting to spot an animal, they opened the footage, and instead saw a person dressed entirely in white wandering around their property. They had recently moved to a remote location with no neighbors, no foot traffic, and a fenced home sitting alone on a wooded hill. They had felt uneasy before, but this took things to another level. So who was out there, and how did they manage to get onto the property? Someone staying in a mountain cabin captured something truly unsettling. At first, the footage looked like a spider crawling across a surface, but a closer look revealed something far more disturbing. The spider wasn't alive. It was being controlled by a parasitic fungus known as cordyceps, the same organism that inspired the infection in The Last of Us. Once cordyceps infects its host, it overtakes the body and brain, turning the creature into a puppet until the fungus eventually kills it. The most chilling part is that the spider has no awareness it's being controlled, continuing to move even as it slowly dies. Brand, a solo YouTuber hiking the Appalachian Trail, started his day early after a peaceful night's rest. The terrain was challenging, but the scenery made it worthwhile. Later, he scouted a stealth campsite hidden deep in the woods.
Hey, talk about creepy. I was just down at that stealth site there checking it out, talking about it, and I heard and saw a hiker coming down the trail. And I thought I'd stay at the campsite and wait for the hiker to pass. And the hiker never passed, and there's nobody here, and it's freaking me out right now. I've got chills up and down my spine. And I saw a person with a pack on, wearing hiking clothes. There's no way they passed me. Yeah, this is weird. I'm getting out of this spot. I'm telling you, that's if the animal den wasn't enough. Yeah, this is the spot where I thought I saw somebody. You know, honestly, That's the second time today that's happened. And the first time is when I was sawing that log. And I looked over and I was like, oh, someone's coming up the trail. The log will be sawed for them when they get here. And there was never anybody there. And I think I might have just saw a leaf. I don't know.
He thought he saw another hiker coming down the trail, a person with a pack and typical hiking clothes. He stepped aside to let them pass, but no one ever appeared. The area was empty. The experience sent chills through him, especially because it wasn't the first time that day. Earlier, while cutting a log, he believed someone was approaching the trail, yet no one showed. The second sighting left him unsettled enough that he chose not to remain at the campsite. Whatever he had seen, or thought he'd seen, Brand decided it was best to keep moving. A few weeks ago, 4 friends returned to an abandoned castle deep in the woods, a place where strange things had happened before. They came prepared with lights, cameras, and a cross. As soon as they entered, the air shifted. A heavy pressure, full-body chills, and an immediate sense of unease settled over them. On the stairs, their cameras later revealed a shadowy figure peeking around a corner, something they didn't notice at the time. Still, they pressed on to the attic, where soft whispers began to echo, sounding like a woman's voice. On their way back to the car, they spotted horned, glowing yellow eyes staring from a window. Terrified, they fled. To this day, they still don't know what they saw. A TikToker went on a solo camping trip in the Appalachian Mountains, planning to film content for her followers. But during the night, she suddenly woke around 3:44 a.m. to extremely loud, ritual-like music blasting through the forest.
I had the weirdest experience of my life last night. While sleeping in my tent, I woke up at 3:44 to some extremely loud music playing in the middle of the forest. Spiritual alien type stuff. It was so loud. It was like a religious stadium had music playing at 3:44 in the morning or something. I don't know how to explain it. It went on for hours and it freaked me the F out. I seriously was like, did I die? Don't go too far.
The sound was strange, spiritual, and far too powerful for a remote mountain setting. It lasted for hours, leaving her frightened and unsure whether something was happening near her campsite. No one wants to hear strange, ritual-like music while camping alone in the dark. Some believe it came from a distant group, while others think it was a ritual or someone trying to scare people. If it were you, would you stay put or get out fast? Katie, a TikToker camping in the Appalachian Mountains, briefly met a couple searching for a lost ring. They declined her help, but the man returned several times, acting strangely. Later that night, he somehow contacted her despite never giving him her number, sending unexpected messages and asking to visit her campsite. Hours after dark, things escalated.
It's 2 o'clock in the morning and I just had the scariest thing ever happen, and I should have gone with my gut on this. This kid and his girlfriend were next to me at the river earlier. They seemed harmless. They were probably like in their mid to late 20s. They didn't say anything to me at all the entire time I was next to them, and then all of a sudden they lost this ring, and the guy kept coming back, like hiking all the way back to where I was, like 3 different times. I asked him, do you want me to take down your number? I'm gonna be here just in case I find the ring. And I asked him this like 3 times, and he kept saying no and like insisted that I hide it somewhere random. And I just had this feeling that something was off. And then 2 hours later, he texts me, thanks for helping us earlier. Do you want me to, can we come over later to your campsite and have drinks? And I was like, literally like, sorry, but like, how did you get my phone number? And he was like, it was on the back of your rig. No, it's not. How did you know what rig I drive? I swear to God, we never talked about it. My phone number's not on the back of my rig. And he's like, oh, I saw your Instagram handle. I called my best friend. Can you get my phone number from my Instagram? She's like, no. I had this gut feeling that something was wrong. He texted me again at like 10 o'clock at night and was like, hey, we're gonna go for a moonlight hike. Do you wanna come? And I just had this gut feeling that I needed to leave here, but I was like, they're so young. And then just now, This motherfucker, I literally wake up. I just hear somebody out. I'm in the woods by myself camping. I hear somebody outside of my truck just creeping around, and I look out. There's a fucking figure of a man outside of my window in the woods, and he doesn't have a light on. He's not saying anything. And I was like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, is this Katie? I fell in the river. I need a towel. Why didn't you say anything? Why am I waking up to hearing you creeping around my truck in the pitch black without making yourself known? And he just ran. He like ran away.
While sleeping in her truck, she woke to someone moving around outside. The same man stood by her vehicle with no light, no warning, and tried to get into the cab. His explanation didn't match anything he'd said earlier, leaving her frightened enough to call the police.
Okay, it's now 5 a.m. I just got police escorted out of the woods because there was a man outside of my camper staring into my window in the forest at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Officers escorted her out of the woods at dawn. What would have happened if she hadn't woken up? Some believe the man used the Ring story as a cover to watch her. Others think he may have pulled her number from social media. If someone approached your campsite like that, would you confront them or leave instantly? A man went on a solo camping trip in the Appalachian Mountains. The evening began peacefully as he set up his tent and settled into the quiet of the forest. But that calm faded when he noticed a dark, indistinct figure shifting at the edge of his vision. He tried to ignore it, yet the unease grew. The shape lingered just long enough to raise the question he couldn't shake. Was it simply another camper in the woods, or something far more unsettling hiding in the shadows? Foul Mitten, a YouTuber known for his hunting and fishing adventures, encountered something far different from his usual outdoor content. One night, unusual sounds, heavy steps and movement in the leaves, echoed from the woods near his home.
They're all over the damn place again tonight. Okay, I'm gonna keep walking towards it. Might actually get to capture something here.
When he went outside to investigate, he spotted a strange figure at the tree line.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. Stay out of this place. This is our home. This is our home. You need to leave. You leave now. Gonna come around for a little bit. I think that'll keep it away for a while. Oh God, I hope that does it. I really do.
Feeling increasingly unsettled, he tried to drive it away and eventually fired a warning shot to keep it from coming closer. The forest fell silent, but the brief footage he managed to capture only deepened the mystery. The figure appeared partly human, yet its eyes glowed unnaturally in the dark. Nothing further happened that night, but the unease lingered long after the encounter. That's all for tonight's video. Which encounter gave you chills? Let us know in the comments below. Got your own experience? We want to hear it. And whatever you do, don't miss what's coming next.